Hi, guys. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. Please do subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell, and join me whenever I'm live. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Right now, we're going to do a ClairTarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, also for your cross watchers. Now, I just want to put this out there. This doesn't apply to everyone, obviously. There are quite a few of you that are lovely, lovely, lovely. And then there's always some rotten ones in the bunch. But I've been noticing a trend. Here's the thing. If the yucky Scorpios continue to be very disrespectful in the comments, I just won't do Scorpio at all. This is not a personal vendetta. This is not me talking shit to Scorpio. This is me sharing messages from cards that are laid out in front of me. These are general readings. And if you don't possess the emotional, mental maturity to process the fact that I'm not speaking directly to you, but it resonates with you and you don't want to address your own issues, you either watch another video or fuck it up for everyone else, and I won't do Scorpio at all anymore. Okay? But, oh God, that's a big ass bird. There's another blue jay. Anyways, but yeah, I'm not going back to the way I used to be where, you know, arguing or any of that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. All right, guys. So this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that people would come on a video from a complete stranger, be like, "Oh, you talking shit to me? Who you talk like? Do I even know you? I don't know you." And it's not even me talking shit because, trust me, I'm an Aquarius cusp. So if I wanted to talk shit, you would know. You would absolutely know that. All right, so there you go. Card number 36, Scorpio. Listening for truth. Now, you've been in somewhat of a dark mental, emotional space lately. A lot of energies have been shifting. A lot of us have been in this dark, emotional, mental space. A lot of us. And when I say a lot of us, I say most of us. That really means most of us. Okay. So you need to just sit quietly and listen to the messages from your soul. If you're a Scorpio and you find yourself on this video, that's probably your soul trying to get this message across, and you haven't been listening for one reason or another. You haven't been hearing the messages from your own soul. Now, as soul groups, we have a tendency to go through pretty much the same lesson at the same time. The details will be different, but the lessons are pretty much the same. And so what ends up happening, certain groups of people will struggle through the same thing and not realize it, and they feel very isolated, very alone. And with Scorpio being such a private sign, you don't discuss these things with people, you know, and I don't blame you, because I'm very private myself, despite how much it seems like I share publicly. I'm actually a very private person. And so oftentimes I find myself feeling as though no one understands. In Scorpio, that's not true. There are so many people going through the same exact struggle as you, feeling the same exact way, not talking about it. And it's definitely something you need to begin allowing yourself to discuss with the people that you trust. And if you're really a true Scorpio type of energy, you'll have at least just one person, maybe two, that you know you can trust, and you still don't really confide in them, the things that weigh the heaviest on you. You need to start. This weight that you carry, it's unnecessary. You know, you're a very deep, deep individual, and your thoughts take you to places that sometimes you don't really need to go to. And if you were to express these things to someone that you actually trust, that you've had in your life for some time and you know you can trust them, it will make it a lot easier for you. Because there is at least like one or two people that you know you can trust, and they really, really have your back. It's just they don't know what's going on. They know you're private and they don't like to pry. So again, listen for those messages from soul. Okay, this is a part of your ascension process. You're already naked in your truth. Okay, you know who you are. You're ready to take it to the next level. You don't quite realize, though, that this is what's going on. You're being taken to the next level. It just seems like a lot of unnecessary hurt that you're going through. This is definitely a Scorpio card. Card number 25, release a dark wound. Let love live. Now, the old patterns of behaviors where, and as a Pisces, I embody this aspect of Scorpio. When you hurt me, and it has to be a tremendous amount of hurt, but when you hurt me, I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to let it go. You don't exist to me. Okay. We need to let that way of being go. It doesn't serve us. It really, really doesn't serve us. All it does is hold on to fish that are rotting. Why would you allow things to rot in your field? Would you leave food out in your kitchen, inside your home, and allow it to rot and just leave it there because you're pissed off that it wasn't cooked right? So we're just going to leave it there. We're going to let it rot. Doesn't serve you at all. It just serves to spread and amplify toxicity. You don't need that. You really, really don't need that. And this is not that we're saying that you're broken or your way of coping is wrong. It's just, it's not efficient for you anymore. Okay. You're rising to new levels of frequency, and your old ways of coping are no longer effective. So you have to find new ways of coping. It could just be the smallest shift where instead of being mad for 4 or 5 years, you could be mad for 4 or 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge change for you. But in the grand scheme of things, that's just a small shift. And when you shift in that way, it's more doable. And this is what I had to do, where instead of being mad, like ridiculously mad, you don't exist for a whole year, 2 years, I give it like a week. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to get over this. I need to let that go. Yes, they did wrong to me, but I just need to let that go. And it's really, really helped me. Okay. So maybe if you do something like that, if you're a Scorpio that does hold on to that hurt for unnecessary amounts of time, maybe if you do it in that way, it will help you to process a lot faster. Because, I mean, you cope the way you cope for a reason. This is not about trying to change everything about you. This is about seeing where you can fine tune certain aspects of yourself to make this journey more tolerable, a little bit easier. The lessons not as intense. You're still going to have to go through the lessons. You're still going to have to learn what is needing to be learned. But does it have to be that painful for you? For some of us, yes, it does. That's the only way we learn. For some of us, no, it doesn't have to be like that anymore. And no one gets to tell you which one you are. This is something you're going to have to sit quietly within yourself and figure out, like, do I really need to be that angry for that long? For some circumstance, yes. For most, probably not. I think I can maybe shift this a little bit. Maybe I'll just be angry for like a week. And, you know, it's not that you don't get to be angry or feel the way you feel. You absolutely have a right to feel however you feel. If someone did something to you, yeah, you have a right to feel that way. Okay? So, card number 31, trust yourself. It's time for you to trust yourself to know what you need. Okay? Know what you need. Take care of yourself. Allow the people who love you to love on you. And, you know, I see Lizzie said, learning the power to forgive. Scorpio, this is not about, okay, the sirens went off. This is, oh my God, and I have like a grand trine up in the sky. Can you guys see that? It's a grand trine. Anyways, this is not about forgiveness, okay? I have very, very developed opinions, personal opinions on forgiveness. I won't go fully into it, but I don't agree with forgiveness. I don't feel like it's necessary. And I'll tell you why. Forgiveness, in order for you to participate in that paradigm of forgiveness, you have to identify one as a victim and one as the aggressor. I don't participate in that. I believe I am powerful enough to allow things to be brought to my path to help me learn. And whether I understand it in that moment or not, I co-created that. I needed that experience. Therefore, I am not a victim. I am a co-creator of that circumstance. And so I don't need to forgive you. I acknowledge you gifted me with the opportunity to learn a lesson that only you could help me learn. Do I need to forgive you for that? No. Do you need my forgiveness? No. What I need is to acknowledge what needed to be learned and go about my merry way. There's no more victimizing. There's no more none of that. And that's the reason why I'm not telling Scorpio you have to learn to forgive. No, I'm telling you that you have to find more efficient ways to process the lessons. It's not that you're wrong. It's not that you're doing things wrong. We're talking to me. It's that you need to find a way that's more efficient at this point, okay? Because you have a right to feel however you feel. I mean, no, I think that's absolute BS for anyone to tell you like, oh no, you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, you're too dark, you're too, you know what? No, you're perfectly enough. And the people who can't handle it, keep walking. You don't have to be in that person's field. Keep walking. They are processing the way they know how to process. And sometimes it's inefficient, sometimes it's efficient. Let them figure out how to tweak whatever it is that needs to be modified. Okay? So it's bright out here. Let us get you guys more cards. All right, let's get Scorpio some more clarity for their path. All right. These are cute. Okay. So card number 10, wonder, imagination, curiosity. Now is the time to begin exploring your dark aspects. No more of just simply being an individual that's buying into a stereotype of your sign, okay? Explore those dark depths. There's so much beauty and light hidden within those depths, okay? Begin exploring who you are. Have no shame in who you are. There's no more need to, be focused on, I have to live up to the hype of what my zodiac sign is supposed to be. Like, that's all BS. You're all individuals. You're all very unique with very, very unique characters, okay? You don't have to play up to any kind of stereotype at all. So explore yourself. Start that journey into yourself. Next is Ace of Diamonds. This is about needing to meditate, needing to just sit quietly with yourself. For some of you, it might be that other people have gotten into your head a little bit. And I know that's very difficult for a Scorpio to admit. Someone else got into your head. You guys are, I don't know. I guess some of you are known for playing mind games. Someone did it to you. Someone stung you back. Someone stung you before you could sting them. And you know what? Let that go. Let that go. That was a mirror to help you see the gravity of what you do. Okay? It's not punishment. And it's not necessarily that you do things that are vindictive or any of that. It's that you needed to see how your behaviors feel. Okay? So maybe this is your soul gifting you with an opportunity to recognize what needs to be shifted with the way you cope. Because sometimes when we sting, that's a coping mechanism. Sometimes that's the only way we know how to process the hurt. Because Scorpio is intuitive, you have a tendency, can you just stop? He's throwing things and screaming. Okay. Just stop. Anyways, sometimes because Scorpio is very intuitive, you know when you're about to be hurt, and so you hurt first. And that's a coping mechanism. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just a coping mechanism. It's a way for you to process. And maybe this is your soul. If for those that this resonates with, maybe this is your soul letting you know you no longer have to do that. Okay. Your last kitty card, 7 of Spades. This is about travel, lightheartedness. Now, you need to travel deep into yourself. Go into your trenches, the parts of you that you're most afraid of rediscovering. It's those parts that probably have most of your power, most of your ability to understand your path. Travel deep into those parts. And if things get a little bit scary, if they get a little too dark, then flare your light. You can handle anything that comes at you. All of us can. It's just a matter of recognizing the truth of who and what you are, which is a spark of God. You know, we're all a part of this creation. We're all co-creating things together. And whatever you fixate on, that's what you're going to co-create. Now, Scorpio, go ahead and ask yourself the question that is weighing most heavily on your shoulders, on your mind, and on your heart. I'm going to get you some cards from your higher self to answer that question, to give you further guidance. So, first card, get more information. To me, this says that something has happened. You've seen a little tiny bit of a circumstance and you've jumped to conclusions, okay? You need to get more information. You might be right, but you also might be wrong. So before you really commit yourself to whatever it is you're going to do or not do in response to this information, first make sure, okay? This is the sign. This is the sign you're waiting for. And it's not the right time for you to commit to that decision. Okay? So don't be so quick to commit to the decision you've made. Get more information first. Now, let us get a message from your soul. I just layered my hair. I layered my hair. It was getting too heavy and falling out, so I had to do something. All right. Let us see. So, Scorpio, this is going to be a message from your higher self. Oh, I love this. I love this for you. There's even nakedness in it. All right. So here you go. Card number 9, the impossible made possible. Look at that. Look at that. Naked in your earthly existence, facing the gravity of your own light, the gravity of your co-created reality. Beautiful. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. She spins this great earth goddess upon invisible strings amongst the wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins in her great, loving, constant pirouette. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerges. What strange magic is this? The sun heats the solar system and burns with a power to destroy life, yet it's a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. We dance in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly, you and I. We are so engrossed in it, so familiar with it, and yet blind to it, that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment fail to inspire us. Yet what are your biggest, boldest, most extraordinarily impossible dreams compared to this great impossibility of life itself? They are but tiny seeds in the Creator's masterful hand being now planted in the heavenly garden. Yes, they are being planted right now, for the moon tells us the time is right. Most tenderly shall they be watched over, nurtured into fullness according to the season. Yes, that growth is assured. The impossible is now made possible. Scorpio, I just got a message from your collective energy. We are headed towards I guess, a lunar event. Would that be lunar or solar? It's, I believe, a partial solar eclipse on July 2nd. That's a very significant time for you. Okay? That's when everything hidden will come to light. So prepare yourself. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it's also going to be very, very liberating. Just be ready for that, okay? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but for some of you, you want to have a little bit of advanced notice so that you can begin processing it. This is definitely going to push your growth so far forward. So far forward. You've kind of been in a holding space for a few months now. And it's not that you haven't been ascending or developing or growing. It's more of that this growth has been very hidden and silent. You haven't noticed it. And probably after the 2nd, you will begin to notice the effects of this growth. Your understanding will shift. Just a whole bunch of changes that are subtle yet noticeable to you. Other people might not notice, but I'm pretty sure you will. Okay? So just be aware of that. I don't think it's going to be anything like life-shattering or any of that, but it can be uncomfortable because you don't like to be overly exposed. It can give you a feeling of being overly exposed. And it might even be, for some of you who have been actively keeping things hidden, like secrets, some of that might come to light. So if you've been doing anything, just know, either hide it or be ready for the truth to come out. And honestly, if it is something shady, I mean, you don't have to admit it publicly, but if you are involved in something shady and you're like now worried, to be honest, I think this is gifting you with the opportunity to let that weight, the weight of keeping that secret go, because it's going to suck. Whoever you're keeping the secret from, it's going to suck once they find out and get crazy with you. But you no longer have to keep the secret. It's going to be out in the open. So you don't have that extra burden. You will still have to deal with whoever it is, though, but it's better than what you've been going through now. Okay? So if this resonated with you, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I'm going to be back on in a few minutes. We're going to be doing Sagittarius. Join me in a few minutes. I'll be right back. Bye.